So why am I breaking down the costs like this? Because it's important to understand that these cost drivers are related with the handicaps that you find currently on most of the solutions available in the market. Okay, and DocDigitizer was created with the aim of simplifying these complexities, making intelligence document processing easy. Okay, so this means in practice that we want to provide an IDP layer, an IDP API that is able to get data out of your documents across any document, any format, any language, any layout, with no setup, so with no entry cost, with no need to develop data sets, to train the model, to assess the model, on one hand. On the other hand, to provide you only accurate data that is accurate enough so you can skip your costly data validation process. So instead of building up your own validation team, DocDigitizer ensures you that the data is correct, and therefore you don't need that team. And finally, a price per usage, per document, okay, which is much more simpler to understand, more easy to calculate your return on investment, and also removes the hidden costs of having a part that is licensing, then a part that is setup, then a part that is your internal costs. And in a nutshell, this is what the DocDigitizer offers, and these are our differentiation points. Just a quick reference, we are featuring most of the Gartner and Forrester IDP reports, but more than that, in G2 Crowd and Capterra, you'll find a set of testimonials of our customers detailing their experience with us, and this is very, very valuable for us. And so feel free to go there and see by yourself. So as I mentioned, most of the people say, okay, there must be any catch here. It's too good to be true. Okay, so I hate to disappoint you, but it's not magic. It's in fact the way we built our approach to the data extraction problem. So we combine artificial intelligence with a human in the loop that is orchestrated by AI with a set of tools that are very common in document processing, such as OCRs and other tools. And the combination of these three layers, let's say, allow us to offer the service of data extraction in an easy way. And this doesn't mean that the problem is easy. The problem is, in fact, very complex. What we are doing is absorbing and making sure that all those complexities are handled internally by DocDigitizer, and they don't pass to our customers. So we, using AI and our human in the loop, we ensure that we do the training on the fly. Okay, so instead of having 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month in training, we will do the training on the fly, and at the same time, we will be correcting the data. And this means that our human in the loop is training the model and at the same time acting as a firewall, a quality firewall for the data that we streamline to the customers. And using this approach, we are able to cope with very diverse inbounds, very unpredictable inbounds, and at the same time assuring that all the data is 100% accurate, independent if the document is very standard or if it is the first time that we saw that particular document. This also removes the need for having delays on the implementation. So we are able to make and open a DocDigitizer subscription under a few minutes, okay? And this means that you can start right away inbounding documents and getting back data without spending time in setup. So if you look at this from a process point of view, what we are trying to do here is to remove all these several steps that you have on an OCR or on an IDP solution, traditional IDP solution, and make it much more simple. You have an API, you define your data schemas, you inbound documents, and you integrate data that is already verified and 100% accurate. Okay, and of course, this allows you to be much more focused on your business rather than focus on setting up and configuring and training your solution. And before the demo, let me just point out that besides of this power capture offering that we have, that is essentially extracting 100% accurate data from documents, we also make available other layers that might be relevant for your particular use case. We also do fraud analysis on the documents that we process, making sure that we are able to provide you fraud controls, which is very important, for example, for banks. And we talked about this last week on KYC automation open house, and also our semantic platform that is called World Objects, that allow you to standardize, augment information, verify information, and making sure that the data that is streamlined is not really the data that is on the document, is the data that is on the document, but in a standardized format, which makes the integration and the data management much more easy. If you are curious about knowing more on these several layers, contact us and we can book a demo and a meeting to detail this a little bit more.